Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, so before I so once I complete with the topic, I'll ask you. Okay, I'll give you some time in order to ask the questions. Okay, then only you guys can unmute yourself. Okay, is this okay?
Okay, fine.
Okay, so let's begin with the topic JavaScript first. Okay, so today why we are going to look at the topic at a JavaScript. Why? Because JavaScript is one of the core language. Okay, and the SAP UI5 it's completely dependent on the JavaScript. So that's why we need to look at the JavaScript first. Today in this session we will focus only on JavaScript. Okay, so maybe tomorrow we can start with SAP UI5, and then you guys can know why JavaScript is required in order to learn the SAP UI5. Okay, so let me tell you what is the JavaScript. Okay, so first point, so JavaScript is a object-based programming language. So what is the object-based programming language? Okay. So object means, so let me tell you what is the object. Okay, so why the JavaScript is called as an object-based programming language. So object is nothing but a collection of properties, or you can also call it as the methods. Okay, so it just kind of a special thing that is completely related to JavaScript. So why JavaScript is called as an object base? Because in JavaScript doesn't use the concept of class. Okay, the classes in the JavaScript, that's why it is completely based on the object. So why it is an object? Anybody knows what is the object in JavaScript? Any idea about the JavaScript object? Anyone can tell me? Okay, so let me tell you what is the object. Object is nothing but it is a collection of properties and method. Okay, so what are the properties and the method? So properties, it can be anything. Let's take a simple example of a car. Okay, so for example, let's take a car. Okay, so car has the properties like car has a property like the color. Okay, so what type? The car also has the wheels, the tires, it also has the mirrors. So that all nothing but are the properties of a car. So let me mention it. Color is also a property. Then we have wheels, it is also a property. So what can be a property for the car apart from this? Maybe light is also one kind of property. Okay, so what are the methods? So these are the properties. The color, wheels, light are nothing but are the properties of a car. But what about the methods? Methods like, the methods means which can perform the action. Okay, so for example, the car can perform the action like start or stop. Okay, we can also start the car, or we can also stop the car. So that are the nothing but that are the actions which can be performed by the car. So that actions means nothing but a methods. So methods like, okay, start, it's a method, method. Then we also have stop. So the methods are start and stop. And what are the properties? The color, wheels and light. The color of a car, the wheels of a car and the lights of a car. So that are nothing but the properties. So JavaScript is completely based on the object. So that's why object is nothing but it is just a collection of properties and methods which has a state and behavior. So that's why one of the important definitions of JavaScript, that JavaScript is an object-based programming language. So JavaScript can also be an interpreted based programming language. What is a interpreted? Okay, so what is a interpreted programming? Interpreted. What is a interpreted in JavaScript? Why the JavaScript is called as an interpreted? Because interpreted means in a JavaScript, normally the execution of a code will start from the top to bottom, okay, not from the bottom to top. So that's why the JavaScript is an interpreted language, because in JavaScript doesn't use the compiler, okay, it uses one kind of compiler. I'll tell you. So it is an interpreted based programming language. So interpreted means the execution of a code from the top to bottom. So whenever any code will get executed in JavaScript, it will always start from the top and then it will slowly go down line by line, and after that in the end. Okay, so this is the generic execution of the code in JavaScript. So why the JavaScript is an interpreted programming language? Okay, because in JavaScript normally you know the other programming languages like the C, C++. In C++, what is happening? So C++ uses the compiler. Okay, so what it does, before the output is displayed, so what you have to do, you have to compile it, right? So in order to make your code to the machine language, so that the computer can understand, and based on that output can be displayed on the screen. But in case of JavaScript, what is happening, at a runtime the code can be converted into the binary and it can be outputted. It can be immediately outputted to the screen. So that's why the JavaScript is an interpreted programming language. Okay, so for making those interpretation, or in order to display the output much more quicker, so for that it uses the just-in-time compiler. So it is a one kind of a compiler which improves the performance of the execution of the code. Okay, so JavaScript uses just-in-time compiler. Okay, so JavaScript uses just-in-time compiler to improve performance of code execution. Okay, so what is the script in the JavaScript? So normally the JavaScript follows the standard of ECMAScript. Okay, ECMAScript is nothing but it is just a standard for the scripting languages. So JavaScript confronts the ECMAScript. JavaScript confronts ECMAScript. Okay, so ECMAScript is nothing but it is just what I can say, it is just a standard for the scripting based languages. So that also JavaScript follows. So you can tell me, means you guys can think that what is the purpose of JavaScript in the programming languages? Okay, so let me tell you one of the important need of a JavaScript in the current era, that a JavaScript is one of the popular web-based programming language. Okay, it is completely based on the web browser, web-based. So you guys already know about something about, you also heard about the HTML, there is also the CSS. Okay, so after the HTML and CSS, we have the one of the most popular programming language, that is nothing but a JavaScript. So what JavaScript does in case of HTML and CSS? what are the things that HTML and CSS are not capable, but JavaScript is capable in those areas. Like, let me tell you. So HTML, it is just for creating the UI. Okay, creating the UI. If you want to create any websites, that you can easily create with the help of HTML. Okay, so there are so many tags, HTML tags. With the help of that, those tags, you can simply design the UI. So what about the CSS? So CSS is also one kind of the styling sheet, you can call it as. Okay, so it is nothing but a cascading style sheet. So with the help of CSS, if for example in the HTML, if I'm using any tag, for example bold tag, okay, if I'm using the bold tag in the HTML, but in bold tag, if I want to make some changes for example, let's take, I want to change the color of a particular text. So in that, what I will do, I will write something in the CSS. So automatically, based on that, the color of the text can be changed on the runtime. Okay, so this is the generic purpose of CSS. If you want to make the UI much more appealing, if you want to add some styles, if you want to add some colors, so in that case you will be using the CSS. So same, so CSS, it is for adding colors. And in the last we have JavaScript. So now what is the purpose of JavaScript? Okay, so now what JavaScript does, suppose in the HTML you have used the button. Okay, so button is the tag which you have declared with the help of a HTML. So after that, on button click, if I want to perform some operation, some action or operation, so in that case the JavaScript comes into the picture. Okay. Without JavaScript you cannot perform any action on those buttons. So let's take a simple example. So what JavaScript does, suppose this is a button. Okay, so I clicked on a button, so what will happen, one action will be triggered. So that action can be captured, okay, can be captured in JavaScript, and with the help of JavaScript you can do anything. Let's take if you want to open a error box, okay, a dialog box or a pop-up box when the button is clicked. So in that, what will happen, with the help of that button click, you will capture that event in the JavaScript, and with the help of JavaScript, whichever, if you call any function and if you write any certain number of lines of code, so automatically your pop-up will be open. Okay, so JavaScript is one kind of the popular web-based programming languages which is completely on a front-end side. So it is also a server side, but mostly it is used on the front-end side. So means this is a browser. I'll open this browser. Okay, so suppose this page is completely designed in the HTML. Okay, so some CSS are already added, some background images already added to this page, and if there is a button I can see. Okay, so these are the 4 buttons. So if I want to open any page on a button click of this Google, so what I have to do, I have to load the page, right? I have to fetch the data from the backend. So everything can be done with the help of a JavaScript. So that's why JavaScript is nothing but, it is also called as a dynamic programming languages. So dynamic means the content which can be changed on the real time. Okay, so if you click on any one of this link, and so what will happen, so content of the page can be changed on the runtime. So that is nothing but a JavaScript. So are you guys able to understand what is a JavaScript now? Any questions in this?
No, sir.
Are you guys able to understand what is a JavaScript in simple terms?
Yes.
Yes.
Will you please repeat that JavaScript comfort before HTML?
Sorry, your voice is very low. Can you please?
Yes, sir. Will you please repeat that JavaScript comfort before HTML?
Okay. I'll just go back. Should I explain from up this one?
Yeah. This one. That JavaScript uses just in time here. That compiler.
compiler thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Okay. So JavaScript is an interpreted language. So what is interpreted means in JavaScript, suppose you are writing certain declare one function. Okay, I'll declare one function. Let's take a simple example. We will see this function in the coming topics. Okay, don't worry on that. So let's say this is the function, and I'm writing some number of lines of code. Okay, so this is the line of code I've written. So certain there are some number of lines of code. Okay. For example, so this is the function which has to be executed when this function is called in the JavaScript. Okay, I've declared this function, but this function execution has to be happened. So JavaScript is an interpreted language. Interpreted language means the flow, the execution of this code will be from the top to bottom. So what will happen? Whenever this function will be called, first this line of code will be executed. Once this line of code is executed, after that the second line will get executed. So same wise, the certain execution pattern can be performed. Okay, so this is the generic pattern, the flow of execution in the JavaScript code. So what, for example, let's say the compiler. So JavaScript uses the JavaScript is an interpreted language. So interpreted means the execution can be from the top to bottom, and after that, so if I want to display this output on the screen, right? In C or C++, generally what we do, first we compile the language. After that we run the code, right? So this is the generic step we follow in case of C, C++. But in case of JavaScript, a compilation can be done on the runtime. Okay. So whenever this function, if I want to output the current, if I want to output the screen, so what will happen? We'll run this code, and instantly, or means immediately, what will happen at a runtime? The code can be compiled with the help of just-in-time compiler. So there is one just-in-time compiler used by the JavaScript. So it is one of the popular compiler. As of now, the number of technologies are using, the number of programming languages are using currently. So what just-in-time compiler does, it actually compiles the code on real time, okay, on runtime, and immediately we can able to see the output. Otherwise, in C or C++, what we have to do, we have to first convert that code into the machine language, then machine can understand, and then finally output can be displayed on the screen. But in case of JavaScript, nothing is there. Automatically, whatever the code, the script we have written, so that script will be consumed as in the original text, and it can be converted on the runtime in the binary format, and the output can be displayed. Okay, so this is why. So why the JavaScript using the just-in-time compiler? Because JavaScript, it is a client-side language, and in order to run any web page, right, on the browser, that web page has to load fast, right? So that's why the just-in-time compiler, it improves the performance of the language. So I hope I'm able to answer your question.
Yes, yes, I got it.
Yeah. Okay. So any question apart from this?
No.
We move to the next topic. Speak up, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me look at the first topic. Okay, so I think you guys are not familiar with the console. Are you guys familiar with the Chrome's developer tools?
No.
Means all
No.
you guys are all ABAP developers.
Yes, ABAP. Yes. Yes.
You are developers.
Okay. Okay, so I have to just check whether recording is started or not. Recording is started, right, guys?
Yes, initially, like saw
You're
that
able to
message
see
when it
the
started.
blue color icon in the record? Yeah. I think it's started. Okay. Okay, so let me tell you. Okay, so normally for the UI5 development or for the JavaScript, so one of the most popular web browser is the Chrome. In the Chrome, almost everything support. I mean, everything is supported in the Chrome browser, which is related to the programming languages like JavaScript, anything, the HTML, CSS. So normally, if I want to write any JavaScript code, so as of now we will only use the JavaScript, the Chrome's developer tool, okay, in order to perform the JavaScript, in order to write the JavaScript code. So there are some other tools, there are some other web IDs also, not web IDs, the environments or IDs. With the help of that, you can also write the JavaScript code. But as of now, just focus on the JavaScript code. Okay, so this code completely will be written in the Chrome's developer tools. So how to open the Chrome's developer tools? Okay, so what you will do, you will just open the web browser, and after that, just right click on the mouse, and in that you have the option as a inspect. Okay, or you can also click on the F12 in order to open the inspect tab. So when I click on this inspect, so what will happen? It will open the developer tools. This is the Chrome developer tools generally. So there are so many panels. There are so many different panels. You can find the various options. Okay, so we will cover all these options. Okay, in the coming session. Don't worry on that. As of now, just focus on the one panel, that is the console. So console, it is the place where you can actually write your JavaScript code. On real time, suppose you are running any application, and if you on the runtime, if you want debug your application, and you have to change some certain lines of code, so in that case you can also write the certain number of the code on the console, or you can also write in the source tab. So as of now, just focus on the console tab. so is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to open the console tab in the Chrome, just right click on the page, and there would be an inspect option. Just click on that. So automatically this Chrome's developer tools will be opened with the certain options. So if you want to write, or if you want to practice some JavaScript code, you can simply practice it in the consoles panel. Okay, so this is the consoles panel where we will be writing our code for the today's session. So first, so in JavaScript, before I start with the variables, let me tell you the data types of JavaScript. Okay, so what are the data types that are supported in the JavaScript? So basically there are two types of data which are supported in the JavaScript. One is the primitive data types, second is a non-primitive data types. Okay, so there are so means data types are differentiated into the two types. First is a primitive data types, and the second is a non-primitive. So let me write it down. Primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Okay, so just ignore this error. So in primitive data types we have, let me write it down on WordPad only. Okay, so first is then we have non-primitive data types. Okay, so so under the primitive data types, there are the 5 different types. Okay, under the primitive data types, let me tell you one of them. So let's focus on primitive data types. So under the primitive data types, we have, let's say, we have first string data type. Okay, so string is also one kind of data type. Then we have number, then we have boolean, and undefined is also one kind of data type, and finally null. Okay, so these are the five different types of data which comes under the primitive data types in the JavaScript. Okay, so for the non-primitive types, we have array, then we have objects. Okay, so in the non-primitive types we have array, object, and there is also the regular expression. So these are the non-primitive types. So let's see the first data type, that is the string. Okay, so what is the string? So what is the string? String is nothing but it is a string type. So for example, let me tell you about the variables. Okay, so before we start with the string data types, so what are the variables in the generic term? So variables are nothing but those are the variables are containers. Okay, are the containers for storing the values or data, you can call it as. So how to declare the variable? So in JavaScript, normally a variable can be declared with the help of a var keyword. So whenever you declare a variable, make sure that you will be using the var keyword. So var is the keyword. After that, you can give the any name to your variable, but make sure that your variable name must it should always start with a letters or any special character like $sign or anything. Okay, but it cannot be any special characters like the slash and all backslash. That cannot be that will not work. So generally, if you want to declare the variable, make sure that you declare the variable starting with the alphabets, or maybe it can be a number also. Okay, so let's declare one variable. So instead of declaring here, I will open this tab, I'll clear this console. So if you want to clear the console, there is a clear console icon. Okay, so with the help of this icon, you can clear your console. So let's declare a variable. Okay, so in order to declare a variable, I will use the var keyword followed by space, and then we have the variable name. So variable name can be let's declare a variable of the first name. Okay, so first name, it is a variable. So what I will do, initially I will declare a variable. So when I hit enter, so it will always return the type as a undefined. Why it is returning the value as a undefined? Why? Because in JavaScript, whenever you will declare any variable, or if you assign the value also at the time of initialization, so it will always assign the value as a undefined, because the value is not there, right, in the present. But still, if I again want to declare the same variable, but this time I will also define some value, like I will say John. Okay, still it will return me the undefined, because whenever you will use the var keyword, it will always return the undefined. But after that, if I want to again call that variable name, so it will return me the value. It's okay, right? So this is the generic syntax for declaring variables. So every time you declare a variable in the JavaScript, so JavaScript explicitly assigns the undefined type. So let's say we have stored the value as a John in the first name variable name, right? First name is nothing but it is the variable which is holding the John type. So John is nothing but it is holding the string data type. So how should I find out whether what type of data the first name variable is holding? Okay, so in order to identify the data type, so there is a type of operator. In JavaScript there is a type of operator. Let's say, so this is the type of, just write the type of, after that inside it takes the variable name. So what is the variable name? First name. Okay, sorry. So what is returning? It will return the value as a string type. So same, what if I want to store the value as a number? Let's say I'll declare another variable as a sum. It will holding the value as a 10. So I'll write the type of type of 10. So what it is, sorry, I have to pass the variable name as a sum. Okay, so what type of data it is holding? It is holding as a number. So how normally we have to declare the statement or the code in the JavaScript. So every time if you declare any line of a statement, the statement has to be a variable name or anything. Okay, so let's take this is the var keyword, then we have the variable name equal to the value, and after that in order to end that statement you need to always specify the semicolon. Okay, semicolon is very important in JavaScript. Just give the semicolon so that it can be a termination of that current statement. Okay, so if you want to end the line of a code, so for that you will be using the semicolon. Okay, so let's see the string data type. I'll clear this console. So first name. Okay, so first name is string. First name is John. So first name, it is the variable which is holding the value as a John. So in the string, if I want to, so the first name is nothing but it is a string variable which is holding the value as a John. So there are some predefined methods that I can call with the help of the first name variable. So we have already discussed, right? In JavaScript everything is an object based. So this first name can also act as an object. So with the help of object, methods can be called. So always remember, methods are always associated with the object. You cannot call the method as it is. Okay, so there is a slight difference between the methods and function. We will be covering in the coming session, in the coming topics. So as of now, let's understand. So this is the string data type. So first name is nothing but first name is holding the value as a John. So a string, if you want to store any string value into the variable, that can be stored with the help of double quotes. Okay, so I have used the double quotes. You can also use the single quotes if possible. I'll write the first name. I can also write it as single quotes John. Okay, so this is the generic thing that I have to follow if I want to store the value as a string type. Make sure that you store the value in the double quotes or the single quotes. So suppose if I want to, suppose this is the first name, and if I want to, okay, so this is the John and Joe, sorry, John Doe from US. And what if I want to just give the double quotes to US? The US must be highlighted with the help of double quotes. But what will happen? So this is not a right approach, or this is not a right syntax. Whenever, suppose this is a string, okay, so inside the string, if you want to use the double quotes again to some of the specific or the important word, so in that case, instead of using the double if you are using the double quotes, you need to make sure that you use the backslash. Okay, make sure to use the backslash. Again I have to give the backslash. So now this is the perfect, so this is the proper syntax for storing the string type in the first name variable. So what I will do, so I will I will output this statement. Okay, so if I want to output anything inside the console, okay, so for that there is one kind of a method, console.log. So with the help of console.log, I will pass the first name. So you can give the first name variable. So when I hit enter, so automatically with the backslash it would be hidden, and based on that our double quotes can be displayed, right? John Doe from US. So if you want to use the double quotes inside the double quotes, make sure that you use the backslash. Okay, backslash is very important. So instead of using the backslash, what if I want to use the single quotes? Single quotes can be possible. In case of single quotes, backslash are not required. Let's say we'll take the same example. Okay, I'll remove the backslash. Instead of the double quotes, I'll give the single quotes. And now I will hit enter. So again, what I will do, I will output the value the first name variable is holding. When I hit enter, see, I don't have to use the backslash in case of the single quotes, but it is a vice versa kind of thing. Suppose if the string is declared like this, string is declared with the help of single quotes, so this is also not a good, it is not a, see, it will definitely throw you the error, that the syntax error, unexpected identifier. So make sure that if you are storing the value in a single quotes or double quotes, if it is a single quote, make sure you have to use the double quotes inside it if you want to highlight any word, or if it is a double quote, so make sure that you use the single quote in that case. Okay, so any doubt in this till now? Are you with me, guys?
Yes, sir.
You understood it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah. Yes, sir.
This is the generic overall idea about the thing. So what I have to do? So let's declare one more variable. Okay. So this is the first name. So first name is holding the value as.
Hello.
Write the John.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah, tell me.
Why we are not using here where?
Sorry.
Why we are not using here where?
Where? Okay,
Yeah.
because this first name is already declared, right? Initially we have declared the variable. It's already declared in the beginning, but though we have cleared the console, the value is still present in that variable.
Okay.
Are you getting?
Got it.
Are you getting?
Yeah, getting.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what I will do? So first name is already holding the value as something a string statement. So instead of that, I'll just add it as a John, and after that, I'll declare one more variable as a var and the last name. Okay, so in the last name I'll give it as Doe. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to concat both variable fields. Okay, I have to concat the first name and last name. So what I will do, if I want to combine both of these values, so for that JavaScript has already provided one thing in order to concat the two fields or the two values, like, so I'll write the first name. Okay, I'll write the first name plus, I will use the plus operator in this case. Okay, then after that I'll use the double quotes and I'll give some space, so that after the first name there can be some space, and after that last name can be displayed. And same way I'll again use the plus operator, and then I will write the last name. So when I hit enter, automatically what will happen, the first name can be concatenated with the last name. So this is the generic rule for following. If you want to if you want to combine some two string values, you can simply do it with the help of plus. So there are some methods also, with the help of methods also you can easily do it. Okay, so let me tell you some of the predefined methods that I can call on the string data type. let's say I'll declare one more variable. Okay, so I'll declare the variable as a favorite. Okay, so in that I'll declare the variable name as I'll define the value as so now fab color. So fab color, this is the variable which is holding the string as my favorite color is red. So first thing, so you have the one new requirement that if you want to identify the length of this string, okay, so for identifying the length of this string, so there is one property like length. So what I will do, I will write the variable name as the fab color. After that I will use the dot operator, and after that I'll simply write length. So when I hit enter, automatically the number of characters, the length of this statement, it can be displayed with the help of this length property. If you want to identify the length of this string, you can simply use it with the help of the length property. Okay, so this is one of the property for which can be called on the string data type. It is also this can also be helped on cases of the array or object. Okay. So this is one property. So let's see. If I want to extract. Okay. If I want to extract something, suppose if I want to identify this red color. Okay. So if I want to identify the index of this red color, so how can I do it? Any idea? So for that I'll write fab color dot. I'll write search okay. So what it will return, so search it is a method. Okay, so search, it is a method which takes the value as the word or the string that you want to search in this string. Okay, so for example, what I have done, I have passed the value as a red. So make sure that whatever the value you passed in the search method, that must be the case sensitive. So what, instead of capital R, if I pass the small r, so it will return me the -1. So this means that this is the case sensitive. If you want to search anything, any string or any letter, alphabet in the string, so make sure that it should be the case sensitive one. Then only it will identify, otherwise it will return the -1, means it was not able to find that particular character or the letter in the string. So this is the first method. So with the help of the search method for the string, we can easily identify the index number of that word. You can also declare one variable, one word also. Okay, that is also fine, or one alphabet. So this is the first method on the string. So let's see for the second method. Dot index of. Okay, so what I will use, so index of is also one kind of a method. So index of it is a method. Suppose what I have to do, I have to find out the m character. Okay, I have to find out m character. So it will return me the index number of the m character wherever it is storing, right? So for example, m character is standing at the first position. So always understand this thing. The index of any string can be started from the 0th position. Okay, it will always start from the 0th index. It will not start from the first index. So index number would be from the 0. So for example, let's say this entire string, it will start from the 0th index. So m is on the 0, y is on the first place. Then after we have the space, the space is also calculated. So space is nothing but it is the 0, 1, 2. It is on the second index. So in this way, the string can be calculated. So whenever if you want to identify any length, any character, make sure that you know that. Sorry, you make sure that the index always start from the 0th character. Okay, so So what if I want to identify M? So it will return the index number of that character. So in this case, I have passed the M as a value to the index of method. So index of method, it takes the generally it takes the value as a string in a string type, and in return it will return the index number. Or if it doesn't find out, it will return the -1. Okay, what I will do, I will write the W. Okay, so what it will return? It will return the -1. It means that this method was not able to find out that character. So this was with the index of. So suppose let's take I'm writing the O. I'm passing the O alphabet. Okay. So I know that in the favorite color we have the three O alphabets, right? 1, 2, and 3. So what it will return in this case? It will return the first occurrence. Okay. So this is the first alphabet it finds, right? It will skip the rest. O letter alphabets. So it will always return the first occurrence of the alphabet. So in this case, it will return me the index number of the O alphabet. So what it is? It is the 6th number. So when I calculate this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on the 6th number, our O alphabet is present. So same like index of method, we also have the last index of. Let me tell you that one. Last index of. Okay. So with the help of last index of, it will return the occurrence of O alphabet from the last. Okay. It will always find out, or it will always return the index from the last onwards. So for example, it is returning the O. So O is on the 15th position. So what I will say, let's find out the index number of this 15O. So this is the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After that 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So on 15th index number, our O alphabet is stored. So it will always return the last index of the whichever the character which is occurring n number of times. So this is the last index of method. So now let's see, what if I want to make this all letters as a small case. So for small case also, JavaScript is providing one method, that is the to lowercase. So I will write this fab color. After that I will write to lowercase. Okay, with the help of this to lowercase, it will return all the string, all the characters which are in the capital letters that can be converted into the smaller case. Okay, so to lowercase, sorry. So to lowercase, it is a method which is called on the string data type, and with the help of that, it will return all the letters in the smaller case or the lower case. So same, so there is also one more method, that is a to uppercase. Okay, so with the help of this to uppercase method, what it will do, it will convert your alphabets into the uppercase or in the capital letters. Okay, so till now, are you guys able to understand it, or should I explain it once again?
Able to understand. Yes, sir, able to understand it.
Should I?
Sir, I had a doubt. Yeah, the index of we have used two methods over here for finding the first row and the last row. If you want to find the middle one, what kind? Is there any method for that?
So there is only two methods which are provided by the JavaScript, that is the index of and the last. If you want to identify the middle numbers, then for that you need to write the logic.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So this is so far the methods of the JavaScript. So there are 4 methods. Let me do that also. Then we can wrap up this. So let's so let's take one more method like sub. Normally what you when you write, you can see it takes the two parameters. Method takes the two parameters. The from the index number where you want to pick, and then the length of the characters. Okay. For example, if I want to get the 10 characters from this string, so you can specify the length in the second parameter, and from the first you can specify the index number. For example, let's take I want to get only the favorite. Okay, so what is the length of this favorite? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8 is the character length for this favorite word, and from which index it is starting? It is starting from 0 1 2, from third index onwards. Okay, so I will mention the 3 as an index, comma the length as a 8. So what it will return? It will return me the entire word, right? So substr, what it does? Substr, it is a method which just extracts these some part of string from the existing string. Okay, if you want to get some alphabet, or if you want to get some part of a string, you can simply use the substr method. So substr method uses the two substr method takes the two parameters. First is the index number, the starting index, and then the second parameter is nothing but the length of the character. So this is the substr. So let's talk about the next method, substring. There is a substring. So what substring takes? Sorry. So substring also takes the two parameters. Okay, it's not that much similar to the substr. Somewhat it's a different. So it generally takes the starting and ending. Okay, so this start and end is nothing but it is the index number for the substring. Let's say I'll give the same thing. I'll pass the 3 as a starting index, and after that I will give the 10. So what it will return? So why it just return me the favorite rather than the entire word, right? It should return, right? Because why? Because we have specified that it should only return me some characters from this specified string. Okay, so what values we have specified inside the substring inside the substring method as the 3 is nothing but it is the starting index. Okay, from where I just want to pick the characters. Okay, so 3 is nothing but this is the starting index, and after that 10 is the ending index. So 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so on 10 is nothing but E, but before that whatever it's falling between that, so it started from the third character, and on the 10, before the 10, whichever are falling characters, that it has already returned me, right? So let's take another example of substring. Instead of substring, I'll write slice. So slice also takes the same thing. Okay, it takes the two things, that is the start and end. It's similar to the substring, but what will happen if I'm directly writing this slice, it will return the whatever the value it's already present in the fav color, right? It will return me the entire row. But if I'm writing the 1, so after the 1 position, means from the first index, it will return entire string. Okay, it will return the entire string if I am specifying the 1 character. So if I'm giving the end index number, so if I'm writing the 10, so it will only return me the number of alphabets from the position 1 till position 10. Okay, so these are the 3 methods: substr, substring, and the slice. So these are very important methods whenever you will develop an application. In that case, if you want to extract some part of value from the existing value, so in that case, just remember these methods. Okay, substr, substring, and the slice. Any questions in this? Should I proceed with the next topic, numbers?
Yes.
So now let's say I'm clearing this. So we have discussed the variables, right? Why the JavaScript is called as a dynamic. I've also told you the JavaScript is a dynamic kind of thing. So same that concept is all that is already followed in case of variables also. Suppose I'm declaring one variable. So let's take one variable as the name, or you can also call it as anything. Let's take a as a variable. Okay, so initially I'm storing the value as a string into the a variable. I'm saying that I'm storing the value as a hello inside the variable a. Okay, so what I have to do, when I enter the a, it will return me the value as a string, right? But in some cases I have to use the only one variable, but on the real time I just want to change the value to the different data types, right? A can also store the value as a number. Let's say I will use the same variable. Instead of storing the string data type or string value, this time I will store the number or the integer, you can call it as. In JavaScript there is only the one number type. In normally in ABAP you have the int, like right, int, float, that kind of data types, but in JavaScript only one data type is there for the numbers. For anything like float, integer, so all that data types can be considered as a number only. Okay, if I'm writing the 1 semicolon, okay, so what if I want to check the data type of a? When I write the a, I will write the operator as a type of, and I'll pass the a. So type of is nothing but it just returns the data type of the variable, the value that variable is holding. So as of now the a is holding the value as a number, so that's why it returns me the type as a number. So same is a variable in the JavaScript can hold any value. Dynamically you can store any data type. You can also store the value as a string. You can also store the value as a number, or you can also store the value as the boolean, as a true or false. In this case I'm storing the true. So if I check the type of a as, it will return me the type as a boolean. Okay, so boolean is also one kind of a data type, so it will generally store the true or false. So what about the numbers? So let's see what are the different methods which are already there or which are already present for the JavaScript is providing for the number data type. Okay, I'll clear this. So now let's store value as 11.111, or you can call as 234. So this is the generic value. So now a variable is holding, right? So length, so we have already discussed, right, this length properties. So length property, it works with the string, it works with the object, or it means, sorry, the array of object or the array. So length property will work on string and the arrays, but it will not work with the numbers. Okay, so it will return me the undefined. So something which is not defined, or you can call it as which is not right. So in that case JavaScript will return as a type as a undefined. So what I will do, so a is a number, so a is holding the value as a number, that is 11.12234. So what are the methods? If I want to do the addition of two numbers? Okay, so a is there and b is also there. From b I will store the value as a 10. So if you want to concat both of this, okay, if you want to do the addition of both of these numbers, so how you can do this? So with the help of plus operator, you can simply write a plus b, that's it. Automatically the total of total of a plus b is done and the output can be displayed. That is the addition of both of these values, 21.12234. So if you want to do any addition or any subtraction, that can be simply done with the help of a plus or minus operators. There are some operators which will help us to perform the operation. So now let's take is there any way that I can do the addition of string with the numbers? Is there any way? Suppose let's take I'm splitting the a as 11. Okay, a is in the string format. A of b, I'm having the value as a 10, right? So what I will do, if I want to concat, if I want to display the sum of this 11 plus 10, how much it should display normally? It should display the value as a 21. But what will happen in this case? Let's see. A plus b. What it has done? It has just concatenated the value as the string format. Okay, so whenever you will do the addition of string with a number, so that number will also be converted into the string data type. Are you guys getting it? So you cannot do the addition of the numbers with the string. Make sure that if you want to do it, first make sure to make it as a number, then you do the addition or a subtraction operation. So generally in this case what happened, it just concatenated the value of b with the a. So that's why we are able to see the output as a 11 and 10 as in the string format. So let's see what are the methods for the a type, for the number type. I'm changing the value from, okay, so this is the value. So now this is the number data type. So let's say if I just want the value to be 11. Okay, so in the backend, I'm from the backend or from the SAP, when I read the data, I'm getting the value as 11.0000, but I don't want 000. Okay, I just want to avoid those values. So what you will do, so there is one method provided by the JavaScript like a dot toFix. So what it will do, it will just return the 11, but make sure that it will not return the value in the number. Okay, so this will return the value as a string format. So make sure you again convert it into the number before using it. Or if you just want to display the value, so you don't have to convert it into the another data type, right? Like numbers and all. So what is the use of toFix? If you want to avoid the decimal places, you can simply avoid it with the help of toFix. But toFix will also take some of the parameters, like it will also take the fraction digits. Let's say I will add 2. So what it will do, after the decimal points, it will add more to the two numbers. Okay, so after 11, so 11 it is a number 11.12234. So 12234. So these are the points. Sorry. So these are the fraction digits. So what it will do, after the 11, after the decimal point, it will add the 2 fraction digits. Okay, it will just display the 2 fraction digits, but in the string format. So what if I add, if I change it to 3? So it will display the three digits after the decimal points. Okay, are you able to, guys?
Hello. Hello.
Are you with me so far?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Actually,
You please repeat that addition and concatenate.
Sorry, your voice is
Uh,
very low. Can you speak
Yeah.
more loudly?
Will you please repeat that addition and concatenate, that string and number?
Okay. So let's take a equal to. Okay, so in the first variable, the value is holding as a string format. Okay, so this 13, this is the number only 13, but it is stored in the string data type, not in the number data type. Why? Because we have used the double quotes. So double quotes means it is a string data type. But in case of numbers, I will declare one more variable as a 10. So now in this case, I haven't used the double quotes, so this can be a number data type. So what if I want to do the addition of both of these numbers, a plus b? So what will happen? What JavaScript will do? So if I write the a plus b, so I will get the output as 1310. I will not get output as 23, right? The correct output would be 23 rather than 1310. So what JavaScript has done, it has just combined the value of a with a b. Okay, so if you're trying to do the addition of the two numbers but of different data types, it will not be it cannot be done. Okay, rather what will happen, it will just concatenate it will just combine. Okay, so is this the thing? Are you seeing?
Yes, yes, I got it. For that no, declaration of number, we don't need to put like the double quoted, right?
Yes.
Okay, and for the string we have to put that's double quoted.
Right.
Okay, okay, got
If you
it.
want to declare the data type as a number, make sure you should not use the double quotes or the single quotes.
Okay.
Make sure to directly declare it, and never do the addition of the string with the numbers. So you will get a fancy output like this. So these
And
are generic interview questions also. Normally
okay.
it is asked for the JavaScript.
And what will be happen if we put single quoted?
Same output. Let's see.
Okay, it's also considered
This is
in
the variable, right?
string.
Same, it will be considered as a string only. If I do the addition, same, I will get the same output.
Okay.
Because I've already told you, right, in the string, if you want to declare any value, it should be in single or a double quotes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have seen the toFix method of the number type. Let's see one more method as, let me take store as a value same. So let's see the another type as a dot to precision. Okay. So what initially to precision will only return the entire value, okay, as a 11.12234. But in case of toFix, what happened? It has just written the value as 11, and it has what I can say, it has just excluded the values which are falling after the decimal points. So what if I want the values after decimal points also? Let's take. I have the requirement that I'm getting the value from the backend as in digits only, okay? But after the decimal points, I just only want the two digits. So what I will do, I will simply give the length as 4. That's it. So it will take the two characters from the start, and after that also it will take, after decimals also it will take the 2 characters. So the total length of this value would be the 4 characters. Dot, it will not be included, okay? So dot is the length of dot will not be calculated. So suppose if I want the 5 digits, so it will take the initial first 2 characters, and after the fraction, after the decimal points, it will also include the three characters, because the total length of number we have defined is 5. Okay, so this is the generic. So are you guys able to understand it? Are you guys
Yes.
getting it right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is generic number data types. So now let's see one more data type. Let's see the next data type as. So any questions in this string and number data type?
No.
No. So now let's see this Boolean, undefined, and null type. Boolean is very far simple for you. I think I don't have to explain you so much for this. Let's take the flag. Suppose this is the flag, a variable I'm declaring, and initially I'm just declaring as the value as a true. So Boolean just takes the two values as a true or false, whether it should be a true or it should be a false. It cannot be null or undefined. Okay. So if I'm writing the flag, So it will hold the value as a true. And make sure you will not declare the value in single or double quotes in this case. Okay, the true must be without single or double quotes. Then only it would be considered as a Boolean data type. Otherwise, it would just be as a string only. A JavaScript will only consider it as a string rather than the Boolean. Same, you can also store it as a false in that variable. So what if you want to identify what type of the value it's holding? So there is a type of operator, type of, just pass the flag. So it will return the type that is a Boolean. So let's move to the next, undefined. Okay, so initially you can also define the value as an undefined. So this undefined can also act as a it can act as a value, or it can also act as a data type. So this is one kind of so when I check, let me check the data type of undefined type of. Okay, so what it will return, it is one kind of a data type which is undefined. So undefined, it's also the value in the same place, or you can also call it as a data type. It's nothing to explain in this undefined and the null. So if you don't want to store any value, so you can directly declare the null data type. Okay, so A will always hold the null data type. So null is also one kind of a value which means nothing. So is this fine? Is this clear so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's move. I think before proceeding with, I'm giving you guys 5 minutes. Okay, I'm giving you guys the 5 minutes. So whatever till now we have discussed, the strings numbers, just open your browser, okay, the Chrome browser, and in that open the console tab, and just try to practice it. Okay, just declare the variable, with string type. Just use the different methods that we have used for the string or the number. Okay, so I'm let's connect in. Just be on call only, but you guys can be on call, but meanwhile you can practice it.
Will you please repeat that the syntax of Boolean and undefined?
Yeah, Boolean. Okay. So this is the generic syntax for the undefined. You just have
Okay.
to. So this would not be in the double quotes or single quotes. Okay, you have to directly write it as the word undefined. These are the keywords, special keywords, and it is one kind of a data type also. Okay, so we will connect. I'll be back around 6:25. Okay, till then you guys can be on mute, or you guys can help each other, and if you have any queries, just be on call, and but you guys can discuss. So we'll start the next topic around 6:25 with the arrays and objects. Is this fine?
Yes.
Okay. Hello. Is it done, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Maybe after tomorrow so should we start the next topic?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so next topic is very interesting, and I would suggest that you guys to please listen this one, because it's one of the important topic in UI5 for logical thinking and all, everything. If you want to work with the data, or if you want to manipulate some data, so definitely array is one of the array and object. It is one of the important topics in the JavaScript. So let's say, what is an array? So in JavaScript, array is nothing but it is a special variable. Okay, in JavaScript, array is a special variable which holds n number of data, right, with any data types. Okay, so what is the array? So array is nothing but it is just a special variable which holds n number of data with any data type. You can, in array you can store the string, or you can also store the boolean, or you can also store the variable. Okay, sorry, the integers. Any data type you can store in the array. So what is the generic syntax of declaring the array? So if you want to declare the array in JavaScript, it should be declared with the var. After that, the array, the name of an array. Let's say the example of color. Okay, so ARR color. So this is the variable name, and now I will just use opening and closing square brackets. Okay, so opening and closing bracket, square brackets. So inside that, if I want to store the value as, okay, first value I'll store at red. So each value, whenever you will store any value, so the values must be separated by the comma. Okay, without comma, it cannot store the multiple values. So if you want to store the multiple values into the array, make sure that you use the comma which will separate the values. So first value is a red. After that, I have the value as purple, then green, and then we have yellow. Okay, so and after that it must be terminated with the semicolon. So I'll copy this, just go back to our console. So now I will paste here. So we have already discussed this, right? Undefined. So again, if I type this array color, so it will return all the values. Okay, so now ARR color, this is nothing but it is the array which consisting of the 4 data, right? The red, purple, green and yellow. So whatever the data as of now it's holding, it is in the string format. So let's check what is the data type. What is the data type it will return for the array by the JavaScript. So how to check the data type of an array? For checking the data type of this variable, we can use the type of operator. Type of, and inside that I will pass the variable name ARR color. So see, it will still return the object. Why? Because in JavaScript everything is an object. So we have already said, right, the array is nothing but it is a spatial variable, but you can also call it as it is a spatial kind of object. It is a spatial kind of object in the JavaScript. So that's why So every time, so this array is also called it as, it's one kind of the data type which always falls under the object data type. Okay, so now let's see, so how the array works in the JavaScript. So suppose what would be the syntax? If any idea about if I want to access the purple value from the array, is there any way that I can access?
Array
Anyone?
color, square brackets, then we will put index 2.
Right,
And
right,
I think
exactly,
with
it is
this
the
we
right
can.
answer. So if I want to access any elements from the array or any value from the array, so make sure that I have to pass the index number. So array values are stored in a format of index numbers. Okay, so index number generally start with the 0. So red is the value which is stored on the index number, that is the 0, and after that on the first index number the purple is stored. Same on the second index number we have the value as a green. So it will follow the same. So how to access the value from suppose I have to display the value red. What I will do, I will write ARR color in square brackets. I will pass the index number. Index number must be in it must be in number, sorry. Okay, it should not be in a string. So I'll pass it as 0. So it will return the red. So same, if I want to get the value as a green from the array, so the index number can be 0, 1, 2. So I have to just write 2. That's it. It will return the value as a green. Okay. So this is the way that you can simply access the value from the array. So what if I want to just change the value from that specified index number? So that can also be done. Suppose instead of on the second index number, instead of green, I want to update the value as orange. I'll write orange in the string format. Okay, I'll give the semicolon and hit enter. So if I want to check the updated value, I'll again type this variable, so that instead of green our value is getting updated with the orange value. Okay, so this is the generic way. If you want to get the value from an array, you need to use the name of an array followed by the square opening and closing square brackets, and inside that you need to specify the index number. Again, in the same way, if you want to, instead of getting the value, if you want to update it, you can update it with the help of the equal to sign. Just use the array followed by equal to sign and then give the value. So that value will get automatically updated into the array. Okay. So now this is just the generic array. So let's say if you want to push the data, okay, if you want to add some multiple data, it's not possible, right, every time to update any certain value, and it is also not possible to add every time by traversing the index number, right? So there is one method that will so there are some certain methods which are already provided by the JavaScript for the arrays. Okay, so let's see. I'll clear this. So this is our array. So there are some methods. Suppose if I want to push one element inside the array. So do you guys know any method that will help me in order to add the data into the array? Anyone?
We can directly pass the value array color equal to what the value we need to pass, that written in double quote.
Okay, so that is okay. So let's see. So we have
Can we use
the 4
fill?
methods. Sorry?
Dot fill method.
Dot
FILL. Fill.
dot fill.
Yeah.
No.
Can we
dot
use fill method to
I'm sorry. Actually, your voice is not clear, right? Are you guys able to hear him?
Hello, can you hear me?
No.
Yeah, now it's fair. Tell me.
I
Yeah,
thought
please
it
go.
is dot fill method.
Dot fill.
Means it is
Dot
fill
fill, right?
method to
FILL.
print. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. No. That those methods are not supported in JavaScript actually. So we have to
Okay.
We can add
work with.
next index. Can we add
Sorry.
next index like we are already filled with 0, 1, 2, 3. So directly
Right.
passing array color with 4 in square braces 4, then passing the value so that it would
Right.
be added
That
to.
is also one way. Okay. Yeah, I know. But every time specifying the index is not a right solution, right? Dynamically in the from the backend, if you are getting the more than thousands of record, okay? So data is more than 1,000, and you want to write only one line of code. Every time you cannot write the index number, right? And it is also very it is also very complex in order to maintain the index number for an array.
So
You
can
want
we set a
something
loop or
something
something?
method. Yeah, go on
Loop
please.
on array. Loop on array. Can we set any loop on array?
Yeah, you can also loop through an array, or you can also push. There are so many methods. So let me tell you one of the method, that is the push. Okay, so I'll add array color dot push. Okay, so push is the method provided by the JavaScript in order to push the value inside the array. So what I will push, if you want to push any value, you can easily push inside the array. So let push one value um, as the cyan. Okay, so this is the color I will push inside the array. So in the return, what it will return? It will return the updated length of an array. So as of now, the length of array is, how to check the length of an array? In the string we have already seen, right? With the length property, you are able to identify the length of the string. But in case of array, if you want to
Uh,
identify the length of an array, is there any way?
Array color dot length.
Yes, exactly right answer. So you can write array color dot length. If I write array color dot length, it will return me the number of it will return the exact length of an array. It is very helpful in the real time. Okay, so whenever I push any data inside the array, it will always return me the updated length of an array. So in this case, we have pushed the cyan, so it returned me the value as of 5. So let's say I'm pushing one more value as black. So again, one value is getting added into the array. So one element is added. So again, the length of an array will get increased, right? So now it's 6. So when I get again all the values, so I can see all the values, that is red, purple, orange, yellow, cyan, and black. So now, is there any way that suppose any randomly I want to remove the value, right? So if I want to remove the value from an array, how can I do this? So same like push, we also have the method like pop. In JavaScript, these are the two methods. So using the pop, I will simply write pop, and after that you don't have to specify anything, just give the semicolon and just hit enter, black. Okay, so what will happen? It will remove the array, it will remove the element from the end of an array. It will not remove the value, it will not remove the element from the start of an array. It will always, the pop and the push, these methods are always work from the end of an array. Means suppose if you are using the push will always insert the value inside the end of from the end to the an array. Means it will always insert the value to the end of an array. But in case of pop, it will always remove the last value from an array. Okay.
Okay.
So again, if you write the array color, so the black will be removed from it and it will return the 5 values.
I have one doubt.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
Shall we add that yellow color on number 2? How can we add that yellow color in sequence number 2?
Yeah, you can add it. You just need to what you need to do, you need to make sure that you look through the index, look through the array, and you need to check the index number as a 2. After the 2, if I'm getting the index number as a 2, what you have to do, instead of purple, just make it as a yellow.
Will you please tell me what is the syntax of loop?
No, that we will be covering. First, you need to understand the array. That is the coming topic.
Okay.
Don't worry on that. I will explain it. Okay.
Okay.
As of now, just understand the arrays. Once we complete with arrays, then we'll look at the object. So once these both topics are complete, then we will move forward to the looping of structures, looping through an array and objects. Okay. So let's see now. So till now we have seen the push and the pop method. So these both methods will always insert or it will remove from the last, from the end in the array. So now, is there any methods if I want to insert an element in the start, from the start to an array, and if I also want to remove the element from the start in the array? So there is also, so JavaScript has already provided 2 methods for that also. Let's see the array color dot unshift. Shift. Okay. So shift is a method. So what it will do? Let's write unshift. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay. So what is the shift method? Shift method will work as a it will work same as a pop. Okay, but in this case, a pop, what pop is doing? Pop is removing the element from the last. Okay, from an array. But in case of shift, it will remove the first element from an array. So when I click on enter, so it will remove the first element from an array, that is the red. So if I write array color, so from our array, the red element, the red value has been removed. So you guys are able to get right the difference between the shift and the pop. Shift is for removing the last element from an array, and pop, and shift is nothing but removing the first element from an array. Same we have unshift. Okay, so this is our unshift. Let me clear this. Okay, so unshift. So if you want to add any value in the start, okay, in the start into the array, so you just need to use the unshift method. So again I'm adding the red, so it will be added in the start. Okay, so I'll write array color. See, automatically at the beginning of an array the red color has been added. Okay, so this is the unshift and shift. So you're guys able to get right the methods of an array. These are only the methods of an array. There are so many methods also in the JavaScript, but it's not to cover each and everything. So these are I'm just covering which are very important. Any queries in this? You want me to explain once again? Should I proceed with the next topic?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so our next topic is objects. So I think you guys are web developers. Can any one of you tell me that what is the object? I think you have already learned this term, right, in an ABAP, if I'm not wrong.
Object is an entity, right?
Okay, object is an entity. Any other answer? Any other answer? Okay. Okay, so let me explain you what is the object. Object is nothing but a collection. It is a collection of properties and methods. This is only the main definition of an object in terms of JavaScript. If you want me to ask in different terms, then it must be the object which is having the state and behavior. State are the properties and behavior are nothing but the actions which are performed by an object. Okay. So in definition of JavaScript, object is nothing but it is a collection of properties and methods. So what are the properties? Properties are the keys which holds values. Okay, which holds the values means each property is associated with its own value. So if object is having the multiple properties, then each property would be having the each property will have its own value. So multiple properties would have multiple values. Okay, so same like method. What is the method? A method is nothing but if you want to perform any action, or if you want to any action if you want to perform, so that can also be encapsulated inside the object. It is just an action or event. Okay, so why JavaScript is using the object? Why JavaScript haven't used the classes? Because though the classes are not supported in the JavaScript, that's why they prefer the object, because object, with the help of object, they can easily encapsulate all these properties and methods into one variable. Okay, so this is the generic definition of object. Let me take a simple example. I think I've already taken example of car, but now it would be more clear. Okay, for example, okay, so can you guys tell me what can be the properties a car would be having? What can be the properties that car can have?
Headlamps, tail lamps, then doors, side glass.
Right. Car can have
antenna.
Right. Antenna, it is a property. Next, door, it is a property. Next, mirror is also one kind
side
of property.
glass. Yeah, mirrors.
Yes. Color is also one kind of property, because a car can also have color, right?
Yeah.
A car can also have seats, right? So these are the generic properties that car can have. What about the methods? What can be the methods the car can have? Means it can be action.
Start and stop.
Yeah, a car can be running, right? Action like to start, it can stop also. Stop. Okay, so what we will do, we will create one object. Okay, so how to create an object in JavaScript? So till now it was just a theoretical part with respect to the object. Now let's see how if I want to declare the object in the JavaScript, how it can be declared. So same thing, you have to use the where keyword followed by the name of the object. You can give any name. Let's say I will give the object name as the cars. Okay, in this case. After that, I will write. I will declare equal to sign followed by opening and closing curly braces. Okay, so this is very important. Whenever any variable which is declared with the help of opening and closing curly braces, that is nothing but object. Okay, so let's see. I will check the type of cars now. So if I want to check the data type of cars, I'll write type of and I'll write cars. Okay, see, I'm getting the data type as an object. So how to define the values inside the object? So there are a number of properties, right? So object will definitely hold the properties and the methods, and the properties it can be declared with the help of the key value pairs. So let's declare now. So cars equal to, okay, and after that in the end I will give semicolon. So this is the property. What would be the first property? I'll add the name of a car. Okay, or instead of name I'll write it as brand. Okay, so it can be any brand, right? It can be anything like BMW. Okay, so this is our first property for the car. So make sure that whenever you declare any property inside the object of a car, so the car is an example. So if you want to declare any property inside the object, it should be inside the curly braces, and after that, so this is the property name. Okay, the property name can be double quotes, or I can also write it in this way. Okay, this will also work. But in order to just I'm just following the proper syntax, so that's why I'm declaring in the string format. But it is not necessary to declare it inside the string, right? Inside the double quotes or single quotes. You can write it with this or without this, without double quotes. So now I have declared the first property as a brand, and it's holding the value as a BMW. So a property must store the value with the help of colon. Okay, so you don't have to use the equal to sign in this place. In object, the basic syntax is that whenever you declare any property as a brand, it must be followed by the colon and then the value. The value and the key must be separated with the help of colon. Okay, so next I will declare one more property. So if you want to declare one more property, so you need to specify the semicolon. Once you specify the semicolon, then just hit enter. I'll give one more property as color. What is the color of car? It is in white. So this is the second property. I'll give the colon, then I'll declare the one more property as what can be the property, like antenna, whether it has antenna or not, right? So for antenna I will write as, if antenna is present, I will define the value as a boolean, so it can be a true or false. So for this, antenna is true. Okay, so these are the properties. What about the methods? First let's see the properties, then we'll come back to the methods. Okay, so now I have declared the three properties inside the car object. Okay, so same like array, is there any way that I can access these properties in the object? How can I access? Any idea? In arrays we have seen that with the help of index we can easily able to fetch the values, right? But what will happen in case of object if I want to access any value? Okay, so let me tell you. Suppose if I want to access the value from the property color, so what I will do, I will write cars dot color. That's it. Okay. So if I write cars dot color, automatically it will return the value associated with that property. Okay. Same if I want to get the brand, I will same write cars dot brand. It is a case sensitive. If you write this as a small b, it will not work. Okay, it must be the b. It must be the case sensitive one. So make sure that whatever the property name you have declared, it must be in the same format. Okay. So if you want to access any value from the properties, so it must be followed by the object name dot property name. So this is your class is nothing, it is an object name in which your object is storing, followed by property name. So in this case I'll get the value from the antenna, so it will return me the truth. So apart from this, I can also access the values, okay, in this format. Cars, I'll use color. See, instead of giving the index number, I can also I have to give the key name or the property name. So there can be two names for this. This can be either a key or either a property, whatever you prefer to call it as. Okay, generally you can also call it as a keys or properties, anything. So if I want to access the value of a property color, so what I have done, this is the object name, and inside that in the double quotes I have just passed the property name. So it has written me the value containing inside the property. Are you guys with me so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I've shown you how to get the values from an array. So what if I want to update the value? Okay, so in arrays we have already seen, right? If with the help of index number we are able to get the value, and we are also able to update the value in the arrays. But what in the case of objects? That you can also do in object. Suppose the car dot brand. I want to change the value from the brand. As of now it's a BMW. I'll change it to Audi. So what I will do, I will use the equal to sign. Okay, and after that in the string format I'll write it as Audi. That's it. I'll give this. I'll use the semicolon to end the statement, and I'll click enter. Okay, so once I write the cars, I hit enter, automatically the value the property brand is holding, it's automatically getting updated, right? Because we have stored the value as an Audi in the brand property. Okay, so this is the one way that if you want to change the value from any property, that you can easily do with the help of equal to operator. So this was one way. So what if you want to add one more property? One more property if you want to add into this cars. We have brand, color, antenna. If I want to add one more property like price, so how can I add? So there is no method, sir. There is no method like push, pop, shift, unshift that you cannot do with in this object. You cannot use it. So if I want to add one more property like price, a price into the cars object, for that what I can do, I'll write cars dot price equal to, and say I'll write it as okay, I'll write it as 20 lakhs. I'll give the semicolon. Okay, if I hit enter, so it will return the value that I have stored to the car object. So if I want to make sure that whether the price property is been added or not into the object, so I'll write cars. Okay, so once I hit enter, once I expand it, you can see the price properties, it is already added into the cars object. Okay, so this is one way. If you want to add any new property inside the cars object, you can directly use cars dot price. So dot operator is very important, which will help you to differentiate between between the keys and your object name. Okay, so in arrays, what we have seen, in case of arrays it works with the index, but in case of object it works with the keys or the properties. Got it, guys? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Simple, right, so far, to understand the object concept?
Yes.
So it's now 7. I'm giving you guys 10 minutes to just practice array and object within this 10 minutes. After that, we will see the topic loops, okay, loops or a iteration, how you can do the looping, how you can do the iteration in array or the objects. Okay, let's take the 10 minutes. We'll connect around 7:12. Means not connect, will be in call only. Just be on mute. If anyone has any queries, just you can discuss it with each other. Okay, just do the teamwork. Okay, just open your console tab and try to declare the array and also try to declare the object. Okay. Hello guys, is it done? Hello, can you hear me guys? You guys want some break? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, background noise is coming.
No, it's not from my side, it's coming from the Ganesh. Ganesh, can you please go on mute? Yeah. Okay. Okay, if you guys don't want any break, so I can proceed with the topic. Okay, so now okay, so till now we have seen the arrays and object. Okay, so now let's see how if I want to iterate through an array or object. Okay, so I think I already have the object, right? Sorry. So maybe what I can do, let's create one new array. Okay, so that array will hold. Sorry, hello. Okay, no problem. Okay, so now ARR color, it is nothing but it is an array which already holding the number of values. So what I have to do, I have to iterate through this array. So you guys, if you are from the ABAP side, so there is also a for loop. So in JavaScript also we have the for loop. So for loop is very simple loop. So that let's use the for loop. So if I want to use the for loop in JavaScript, I have to use the keyword as a for in a small case, and after that followed by opening and closing parenthesis. And inside parenthesis it takes the three parameters. Okay, first one is I will declare one variable as a I equal to 0. I will initialize the I as a 0, and after that I have to I have to say till which, means I will declare the length of a loop, means I have to just define that how many iteration the for loop can do, right? And after that, because I don't want to make this for loop as an infinite, so in order to come out of this loop, I have to break this loop, right? For that I will define some length. So what I will do, I will give the length of an array. So I will say an array can run in an iteration, that is the number of iteration that it is holding, right? For example, it is holding the 4 values, so my loop must execute 4 times rather than more than 4. So I will say if I want to define the length, so I will use this variable as a ARR color dot length, that's it. Okay, and after that I will write I plus plus. So what I've done, I've used the for keyword followed by the opening parenthesis, and inside that I've declared the var equal to I, where I equal to 0. I've initialized the I as a 0th index, and then I have given the I've defined the limit for this for loop, define the length, so that after that it must be stopped or terminated. So that is nothing but this is the array name dot length. Okay, and in the end we have just incremented the array plus plus. So initially what will happen, initially our I will be 0, and after that once this loop is executed, the I will be incremented by 1. Okay, so now this is the syntax, and then I will use opening and closing curly braces. So inside the opening and curly braces, what I will do, I will just display I will just display or output all the values which array is holding as of now. So if I want to display each and every value one by one, rather than hard coding the index, I can directly pass the value of I variable inside the array's index number. Okay, so with the help of that, what will happen? It will display the value as it is. So I will write console.log. So generally I use the console.log if you want to display any output in this console, in this current console. So this is the generic method of the JavaScript console.log. Okay, so inside that I have to display all the values, right, one by one, rather than hard coding the index number, which I was doing previously. So I'll copy this array name. This is array name. So I will use the square brackets. Okay, so what I will do, I will use the I. That's it. Okay, when I hit enter, so it will automatically display the values the array is holding as of now. That is the red, purple, green and yellow. Okay, so let me revise it once again for you guys. So in order to use the for loop, first use the keyword as a for, use the opening and closing curly parenthesis. Inside that you define the three parameters, that where I equal to 0 to initially I or index as a 0, and then define some length or a limit to terminate the for loop, that is the length of an array. And with the dot length property, we have just defined the path. We have just defined the limit of an array, right? And after that I++. So in console.log, I have declared the array name with the square brackets, and instead of hard coding the index number as a 0, 1, I have directly passed the variable or the directly declared or directly use the variable I inside it. So that what will happen so how it will be executed. So I would be 0. So when this line of code is executed, console.log, the ARR of the in square bracket there is an I, right? Initially I would be 0, so ARR of 0. So array of 0 index, it consists of red. Again this loop will go up. Again in that case, so already I is incremented now. So second time I is a 1. Then again it will check whether I is less than the current length of an array. So if it is less than, again this line of code will be executed. Okay, is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So I think you guys don't know how to debug this, right? As you guys are ABAP developers, you know, means you guys are already aware of the debugging tools in the SAP GUI, right? So there is also the debug. You can also debug the JavaScript code in the Chrome tool, right? So this is nothing but a debugger's tool. So let's say I want to debug this line of statement. Then is there any way that I can debug? Yes, you can really debug this code. So what if you want to debug this code? So you are already aware of how to open this tab, right? Right click, inspect. This tab will be open, right? So let's say I will debug this for loop. Okay, so in the console I'll declare one variable, one keyword as debugging. Debugger. Okay, and I'll terminate this with the help of a semicolon. So now again I will hit enter. See, when I hit enter, so automatically what happened? So there is the source pane, right? So this is the sources panel. So this we will see in more detail when you will actually develop the SAP UI5 applications. Okay, so how to debug the SAP UI5 application, that we will also cover, not in today's session but in coming sessions. But as of now, just understand that in sources tab there are three sections. Okay, the left hand side section is the file navigation section. So in this, whichever file is currently loaded in the browser, that file you can easily identify, that can be available inside this left hand side section. Okay, so you can directly click on that and automatically that file will be open in the middle section. So this middle section is editor. It is the code editor section. Here you can write your code. If you want, you can directly write the code. But as of now, I've just written the code inside the console, and with the help of debugger keyword, automatically a debugger point is set on the line number 2. So that's why my debugger is waiting as of now on line number 2. Okay, but in the background you can see the yellow color. Why? Because if yellow color you can see, in this case you cannot edit this thing. Okay, you cannot edit. Whenever you see the debugger is open and the debugger is already pointed out, but the background color is the light yellow, so this means that you cannot change the code on runtime. Okay, so this, I think you have understood, right? Are you with me so far, guys?
Yes.
So this is the code editor tool section, and the right hand side, it is the main JavaScript debugging pane. Okay, so here we have the multiple options. So this is for making the current execution as a pause or resume, for stopping on the line number. This is for executing line by line. Okay, and just ignore this one, this is not required that much. And this is for deactivating the breakpoints. Okay, if you don't want that the debugger to stop, if you completely want to deactivate this debugger points, you can directly click on this. Okay, so it will not stop on the debugger. If you are able to see this color, it means that your debugger points are deactivated. But if you again want to activate this, click on this. If it's in black color, it means your debugger is activated. Okay, so now this is the generic brief idea of this the debugger tool for the panel. So now what I will do, okay, so as of now my debugger is pointed out on the line number 2. If you want to add any explicitly debugger, you can also click on this. Okay, so if you click any one of this line, automatically that breakpoints would be added. If you want to add a breakpoint, you can add this with the help of by clicking on this line number. Not here, you have to click here. So what I will do now, so my debugger is stopped at the line number 2. So this blue light background, it indicates that your debugger is it is stopped at it is there, or it is stopped at the line number 2. Okay, it is now on the line number 2. So now if I want to check the value of I, so how is there any way that I can check the value of I? Yes. What I have to do, just I have to hover my mouse on the I. See, I can directly get that current value of I is 0. So what I will do, I will execute it one step. Okay, so I will just move it one step next. So in this case my debugger is stopping at the line number 3. Okay, so if I check, what I will do, I will select this one. So what value it will return? It will return the red. So if I want to check the value in console also, I can do it. I have to just copy this one. I'll just go back to the console, I'll paste it. Still it will return me the value as a red. Why? Because at the I is nothing but it's holding the currently it is holding the value as 0. So that's why I'm able to get the value. If the debugger points are deactivated, you cannot see the value here. Okay, so if you want to resume this, so when I click on this one, again it will go for the second iteration, for the second debugger again. So what I will check the value of I here. So currently as of now my value of I is 1. Okay, so same I will execute this one line. Okay, now if I again want to check the same thing, it will give me the purple value. Because why? because currently I is holding the index as a 1. Okay, so now I'll just remove the debugger points. I'll deactivate this and I'll click on resume. So what will happen? It will not stop on the line number 2. It will execute all the loop. Okay, see, all the values are automatically printed on the console because we have written the console.log here. Okay, so this is just a basic understanding related to the debugging tools with respect to for loop and all. You got it right? How to debug the code?
Yes.
Yeah. If you want to debug anything related to the code that you have written inside the console, make sure you add the debugger here. Okay. Use this debugger keyword, and once you write the debugger keyword, wherever the debugger keyword is written on the line number, in that place debugger will automatically stop. Okay. So it will automatically take you to this source panel. So in this you can definitely navigate through this debugging tools. Okay. So this is so far related to the for loop. Now let's check for the foreign loop or for each loop. There are so many loops. Foreign loop. There is a for each loop. We also have a while loop, and we also have the map. We also have the filter. So mostly we will be using the for loop. Okay, for loop, for each loop, foreign loop, and map in the SAP UI5. So now I'll remove this. So instead of for loop, I will now use the foreign loop. Okay, foreign loop. How the foreign loop works? So generally foreign loop works with the objects. Okay, if you want to iterate through an object, in that case you will definitely use the foreign loop. But you can also use the foreign loop in case of arrays. So where is our array? So this is our array, and if I want to iterate through this array with the help of foreign loop, I will use the same syntax. I will use the for keyword, and inside that I will use the var, and I will use the key in. So in is the it is also one keyword I have to use inside the foreign, so that it will differentiate it from the foreign to for loop. Okay, then I have to declare the the array name. Okay, so now this is the generic syntax. Okay, so previously we have declared the I, then we have initialized it as a 0, then we also specified the limit in order to terminate the for loop, and after that we have just incremented the array. But in case of foreign loop, that is not the case. You just have to use the for syntax, and inside the parenthesis just use the var keyword followed by the, you can give any name. Okay, this name would be this name would be available inside the for loop. Okay, the scope of this key variable, and after that we have the in keyword. What we said, we need a key inside the array. So I will write console.log, and I'll write okay, and I'll write key. That's it. Okay, same thing. So what I have done, so in this case a key is holding the index number, and this is our array. So automatically based on that, let me explain you with the help of debugger tools. Okay, I'll add the debugger keyword. Okay, I'll hit enter. Oh, sorry, because we have deactivated the debugger points, right? That's why. Let me execute it once. Okay, so now let's see the currently what the value key variable is holding now. See, now key is holding the value as a 0. So that's why when I execute it by one line, so if I copy this, then I can see the value as a red. It will return the value as a red. So same way it will loop through the for loop. Okay, if I will remove the debugger points, and I can see the values are automatically displayed in a console. Okay, so this is just a simple foreign loop, but foreign, generally we use the foreign loop for the objects, but let's understand that how to loop through an array. Till now it is clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now there is a next loop, that is a for each loop. Okay, for each also same. I will use the for each. But how to use a for each? For each, it is not like the normal foreign loop and for loop. Okay, just like I've told you, right? Methods are always dependent on the object. Okay, but where is the object? If you want to call any method, so for each it is a method. Foreign is also foreign and for, it's kind of a different. It's not like a methods that are independent of objects. Okay, you can call it you can also call foreign and for directly without any object. But in case of for each, and in case of anything, the for each, we also have the map. So for that, these methods, if you want to call these methods, it is necessary to, you must first have the object in hand. Once you have the object, then only you can call the for each and map method. Okay, so what I will do, in our case, ARR, color, this is the array, right? It can also act as an object, right? In JavaScript, everything is object only. So ARR color, it is object dot, I will write here for each. See, for each. So just a slight syntax change. So what it holds, so it takes the two parameters. Normally first is the callback function, and then we have the current variable, the current instance. So just ignore, this is the optional one, but this is the this way required. Okay, whichever the parameter which is declared with the question mark, that nothing but it is the optional thing. Okay, it's not necessary, but the callback function, the first parameter is, it is a mandatory. So before we proceed with the callback function, let me explain you what is the functions in the JavaScript. Okay, once we complete with the function, then I will teach you what is the for each loop. Okay, so let me tell you what is the function. I think you guys are aware of function. Can anyone tell me that what is the function in Java? What is the function in general term?
A block of code that
Okay, a block of code
that is used to perform a specific activity, and that we can use, or it is reusable with a function name or something similar to a method.
Exactly right. Anyone want to answer this one? Any other answer? Okay, so let me tell you the definition of function. A function is nothing but a block of statements or code. Okay, a function is nothing but a block of statement or a code which is executed when function is called. Okay, so in JavaScript, main purpose of function is that, suppose if you want to call the function in n number of places, so with the help of the function you can call the same code n number of times. Okay, so basic syntax to declare the function in the JavaScript is with the help of function keyword. The function keyword must be in a small case, okay, followed by the function name. You can give any name to your function. Let's say I'm giving the function name as a color, and after that I will use the opening and closing parenthesis. Okay, and then finally I will declare the opening and closing curly braces. Okay, so this is the generic syntax for declaring the function. The function can be declared with the help of function keyword and followed by the space, and then give the function name and then give the parenthesis, and after that inside, if you want to declare the block of statement, your block of statements can be written here. Okay, so let's declare one function in the console. Okay, so this is my function. Sorry, function I will say as sum. Sorry, total, and okay, and I'll say console.log. Okay, that's it. So what I've done, I've declared one function with the function keyword and with the function name, and then in curly braces I've just inside the function I've written only one statement, that is console.log hello team. That's it. Okay, I'll enter. After that, how to call the function? If you want to call the function, you need to write the function name. This is the total, this is the function name, followed by parenthesis. That's it, and just give the semicolon, hit enter. So automatically it will return the output as, it will automatically execute the function, or it will call the function which we have already declared on the top. Okay, so it will execute the block of statement that we have written inside the function call. Okay, so what we have done, we have declared the function, and how to call this function. If you want to call this function, you just need to declare the you can call the function with the help of function name followed by the parenthesis. That's it. Okay, so this is the first scenario. Let's say the second scenario. Okay, suppose I just want to pass multiple values to this function. Okay, I just want to pass multiple values to this function, and based on that my block of statement must be executed. Okay, so how you can pass the multiple values? So what I will do, so in total, inside the parenthesis we have the option of parameters. Okay, you can pass the multiple parameters inside this parenthesis. So how to pass the parameters inside this parenthesis? Just add, you can give any name to your parameters. It depends on you whether you want to pass any value or any data. So as of now, my function is a total. So I will say I will pass the value of height and width. Okay, so my first height is the first parameter, and then we have width. Okay, so I have passed the two parameters, height and width, and in console.log, instead of displaying the string, I will say height into width. Okay, that's it. Okay, so now I've changed some structure of the function. So now what I will do, so I've declared the function name which takes the two parameter as a height and width, and so it will output the value as the multiplication of height and width. Okay, so what I will do, I will write total. So now I will execute the function, right? In order to execute the function, I have to declare the function name, and after that, though I have passed the two parameters, right? So I have to pass the two values for it. For height, I will pass it as a 10, comma. You need to so based on the parameters, so you need to specify the commas also. If you specify the three values, so three values must be separated with the help of comma. Okay, for width I will give the value as 20. Okay, I will just enter. So it will return with the value of 200, because what I've done, I've just multiplied it, that is height into width. So 10 into 20 is nothing but a 200. So automatically after calling this function, a 200 is get executed. Okay. Are you guys so far with me? Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it easier, right? It's simple. Yeah. Okay. So any question in this? Okay. Okay, so let's move to the next. Okay, so now this is just a function, and so you also call the function. Okay, so now there is a one requirement, that what should happen if I'm getting any condition. Okay, based on any condition, I just don't want to execute the rest line of code inside the function. So what I can do, we have some the keywords that JavaScript is already provided, and with the help of that keyword we can stop the execution of the function, okay, immediately. And after the after the execution of the current function stop, the rest line of code will not get executed. Okay, so what I will do, so let me tell you, before I go with this termination of the function, let me explain you the the conditional statements. In JavaScript we have the if else else if kind of statements. Okay, so this we also have the switch conditional statement. So I think you guys are already aware of the conditional statement, like if, else if else. Okay, so let's take one example. Let's take, I'm writing as where, I'll write if A is holding the value as John. Okay, so I'll write one if conditional statements. Okay, so in JavaScript we have multiple conditional statements. Okay, first is if statement, then we have if else. Okay, okay, then we have if else if and else. Okay, so this is one conditional statement, and we also have switch. So now let's see what is the if conditional statement. Let's say I just want to verify that that John is the actual value or not. Means I will verify whether A is having the John value or not. If apart from John, if any other value is there inside the variable A, then I will just exclude it. Okay, I will not execute the current line of statements. So I will write if A triple equal to. Okay, so what is the difference between triple equal to and double equal to and normal equal to? Can anyone tell me? Difference between single equal to, double equal to, and triple equal to.
In single equal to, we are directly passing the value. For example,
Okay.
A equal to single quoted like ABC, it will directly pass but I don't know 2 equal to and 3 equal to double or triple.
Okay, so let me tell you.
Actually, in triple equal to, it compares the data type.
Right, exactly right. Means when you use the triple equal to, it will compare the data type and also with the value. Okay, in both condition. If you just use the double equal to, in that case, what will happen? It will just compare the value. But when you will use the triple equal to, so in that case, it will compare both the data type and the value also. So as my value is a case sensitive, and I have to make sure that it must be in the string only, so I will say that a triple equal to John. If the value is John, then only this line of statement should get executed. I will display that console.log. I'll say user matched. Okay, when I hit enter, so automatically based on if condition, if my condition is successfully satisfying, then only my this certain block of the code will get executed. Okay, so this is the generic if statement. What about if else? I'll write the same statement. I'll say I want to compare, instead of John, I want to compare Alex. Okay, I will come, as of now I know that A is holding the values as John, but instead of John I will check as a Alice. If I'm saying if the value of A is the Alex, then only I'll say console.log user match. Otherwise I'll write user not matched. Okay, if I hit enter, so I'll get an output as user not matched. Why? Because the first if condition statement, okay, it was not successfully satisfied. That's why we are able to only the else part is executed. Okay, so is this clear? If and if else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So next we have if else, if else, if else, if else. Okay, so that is one statement. So let's say copy the same thing. Okay, instead of the else, I'll write else if, and in bracket I'll say, I'll copy this. Okay, and if nothing is matched, after the else I'll simply write console.log what I will write. I'll write user not matched. Okay, so now in this current scenario, what will happen? First, my if condition will check whether A is holding the value as Alex. If not, again it will look for the else if, the second condition, that if A triple equal to John. If this condition satisfy, what will happen? It will not execute the rest part. Okay, it will not execute the else part. It will directly only this block of code will be executed, and that value will get outputted. If I hit enter, only the second value will be the user match, where because A is having the value as John, so what I can see from the second conditional statement, it's satisfied, so it was executed, and so the console.log user match, that value is displayed. Okay, so this is the simple else if else if statement in the JavaScript. So finally we have the switch. I think switch you guys have already know, maybe. Any one of you know the switch statement? Hello.
Yes, is it similar to case and case?
Yeah, yes, it's similar to the else if part, if else
No, no.
or else if, but instead of
Okay.
writing so many lines of code, right, you have to
Yeah.
write so many lines. But with the help of switch statement, you can just as a readability point of perspective and the performance also, the switch is better than the else if else and else if. Okay. So let me tell you how to use the switch statement. So I'll write here. I'll write day. Okay, day equal to I'll write day equal to 2. Now day is having a value equal to 2. Okay, and based on that day, I will display the weekday. Okay, so normally in JavaScript the weekdays generally start from the 0. If it is Sunday, then it would be a 0. If it is Monday, then it would be a 1. So likewise in JavaScript, generally everything hits the month also. The month number also start from the 0. Okay, let's take another example rather than this. It can be a simple one in order to understand. Let's take a color. Okay, we'll take a color. I'll declare the switch. So if you want to declare the switch conditional statement, for that switch is a keyword, and after that you need to display, or you need to declare the parenthesis, and inside parenthesis just pass the color, the value of color variable. Okay, and after that just declare the opening and closing curly braces. So now we have the case. So case is a keyword generally used inside the switch in order to identify that which case is been executed. Okay, so as of now I'll give the red. So inside red, so in the first case I'll say, oh sorry, okay, so I will display the console.log color matched. Okay, so how it will work, first it will check the color. As of now the color is orange, right? We have stored the orange. Then it will check if case equal to red, but though the color is orange, it will neglect it. Okay, it will not execute this line of statement. Again it will move forward to next step, same like else if and if else if. So what I will do, I'll also declare the break statement, break keyword. So with the help of this break keyword, if in this switch statement any certain condition is get satisfied, so I will just execute, I will just terminate this switch loop. I will not execute the further conditional statement, right? I will just stop here. So for that I will generally use the break statement. So same, I'll declare the one more case. So in this I'll write as purple, and then I'll declare the console so I'll also pass the color as a value in the end, so that I'll get to know which color matched. Sorry, let's see, let's remove this. Red, purple. Okay, I'll add the break statement, break keyword. Okay, and finally let's say case equal to orange. console.log okay, match, and if nothing is matching, I'll add one more keyword, case as default. Okay, so what is this default?
Else case.
It is the else case. Let's say okay, so I will just hit enter. So now what happened? So in the switch conditional statement, I have passed the value as orange, right? The color is a variable which holding the value as orange. So first case, it will check with the value as a red. So as the color is holding the value orange, it will check the red, so it will not match. Again, it will move forward. It will move to the second case. So in second, though the value is orange, it will again check with the purple, so it will not match. Again, it will move further. Okay, so on the third case, it will check the value of a color is orange, and now case is also orange, so it matches. Then only what happened, it displays the color orange matched, and after that this entire switch conditional statement is terminated with the help of this break statement. Okay, if none of are matching, in that case by default the default will get executed. Okay, so this is generic switch statement. Are you guys able to get this?
Yes.
But just understand that, make sure to use the syntax. Okay, the syntax is only important. Sometimes what happened, because of lack of the practice, what happens, we generally declare the switch with the capital S. Okay, so due to that the problems occurred, or you get errors in your code. So make sure you practice these things. It's very important in with respect to the JavaScript. So now we have understood the conditional statement. So let's see the inside the function how to implement the conditional statement. So this is the last topic that we are having. So then we can wrap up in 5 minutes. Okay. So now function. Sorry, I have to give the function name also, right? So I'll use the color only. Wait. Okay, so this is the parameter I will pass, and I'll say okay. So I'll say if call equal to how to call this function? Hello.
Color bracket
Color.
whichever color we want to pass.
Okay, I'll pass. Okay, I'll pass the first blue. Okay, so what happened in the inside, whatever the statement I have declared inside the if conditional statement, that is executed. Okay, so next what I will do, I will pass the another color. Instead of blue, I'll pass red, and now I will hit enter. Oh, why didn't means what I can see, it hasn't displayed any not match kind of thing, right? It must display this not match.
We haven't
What
entered else case.
Yeah,
We are
it must execute the else part, right? So what happened? Why
data
this
type
line of
data
code was
type isn't matching. Data type isn't matching. The length is different.
okay? Okay, no, that is good. Means that was right. The data type was data type. No, not about the data type. Means the value was also not matching. So this if definitely it will not get executed. But what about the else? Else must be executed, right? It must at least
First,
display
it
the output
first
is not matched.
first it is going into the else, but it is returning out first without writing. It is not going to the part of console
Right,
log.
right. Why? Because we have used the return keyword. So what a return keyword does, if you want to break the current execution of the function, so in that you will use the return statement. It's very important keyword. Okay, so in certain condition, in some cases, so if I want to execute a line of code, but if doesn't match and I just want to stop the execution of a function, I don't want the rest of the lines of code to be get executed. So in that case, I will write a return statement. Otherwise, if I would have not written the return statement, so it would have printed the console.log not match, right? But just understand the use of return statement, return keyword. If you want to use return keyword, it means if you are using the return keyword, it will stop the current execution of the function. Okay. So if I'm removing this one, I will remove this and I'll add the color same as a red, given by semicolon. That's it. See, the console.log not match. It is executed right properly. Okay. That's it. This is only the JavaScript to be required for the SAP UI5. Rest is just as soon as you explore the UI5, whatever the things you will need, you will automatically explore it. It will automatically come based on your practice. Okay. So what we have covered in this today's session, that what is the JavaScript, data types, the arrays, objects, methods, functions, the conditional statements, the debugging part, looping through an array, right?
I have one doubt that console.log, which is only used for we are passing that hardcode something for a write statement.
Yes. You can also part the current value. Suppose, let's say, let me tell you. Okay, I'll remove this one. Okay, I'll remove the hard-coded one.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of that, I will pass this value. Okay. So what I will do first, I'll write in hard-coded way the color. After that, I will pass the color from this variable, right? This is the parameter. So it will hold the value whatever I will pass my function call, right? And I'll say match. That's it. Okay. And in same, I will copy this. I will also write here. Sorry. I'll give some space. That's it. I'll enter, and after that I'll just call the function. For invoking the function, just call color and add the color name as blue. See what happened? The color blue. So automatically the color, the whatever. Let me give some space, rhythmic space. I'll execute. I'll call the function. Okay. So in console.log, what I've done, I have concatenated two strings, right? A call is also holding the string value, but on real time, I have just hard coded some text, some string, some statement, and but in middle of the statement, I have to, on runtime, I have to just display whatever the value is coming, right? So with the help of this plus operator, I have just concatenated the value in the existing string. Okay.
Yes.
Is this fine?
Okay.
Okay then.
Yes. Okay.
So any questions? Whatever the topics we have covered today, as of now, any questions if you have, please ping me on WhatsApp also. Okay, that is also good. But from tomorrow, what I'm expecting, from initial 15 minutes, we will just discuss that. Okay, we will take a short test about the JavaScript. So whatever we have covered till now, you have full time. So tomorrow also we will keep this class around 5 only. Is this fine?
Sorry,
Or
come
should I
again.
make it around 4 or 3?
Sorry, Avik, I think I haven't heard you properly or I have missed some part. Can you just repeat it once?
Okay, what I'm saying. So for tomorrow's session, tomorrow is also session, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So tomorrow I was going to fix it around rather than 5, fix it around at we can quickly wind this call around 7. It's 8. It's little late for us, and in the weekends. So normally in the weekends we normally go out in the evening.
No issues.
So what? So tomorrow onwards, will means in every weekend we will keep the session around 4 o'clock. Okay, around 4 we will take the session, so we can close the session around 7 p.m. in the evening. So before coming to tomorrow's session, what I want you guys to please practice the JavaScript, whatever we have covered in today. And so tomorrow I will just I'll ask some questions related to these topics which I have covered. So make sure that everyone has at least an idea about whatever the questions if I'm asking. So starting 15 minutes we will only discuss the JavaScript. Only the questions, if you guys anyone has any questions, that we can discuss in the 15 minutes. Okay, tomorrow.
Okay.
Before starting the next topic.
Okay. Okay.
Is this fine?
Sure.
Yeah,
it is fine.
Okay.
Okay, then thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Someone is that web ID is right. Hello.
Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, I'll stop the recording, and so we can discuss the issue of that you guys are facing, right, while installation of that Orion one personal edition.